Hello. Okay, I'm going to talk about the final episode of Dexter, season 8, I believe it is. Thumbs down. Thumbs down big time. It really sucked. I didn't like it. Too many loose ends. It wasn't plausible. It didn't make sense. I thought the directors were lazy. It kind of rates up there with Lost. You know, the ending for that. Horrible. Number 1. Masuka's daughter. What was that all about? I felt like there was no closure. She comes into his life. He thinks she wants money. He finds out she has a little bit of debt like everyone else. She doesn't want his money, then maybe she does or something, and she smokes some pot. He gets her a job and says don't smoke pot, and that's it. I thought that was pretty lame. Okay, he gets her a job. Wow. But what was up with that? It seemed like it really didn't go anywhere. Like the directors got lazy and something's missing. Then second of all, Dexter seemed a little bit, or very kind of wishy-washy. Maybe some of the other characters also. Hannah jumps back in maybe like 2 episodes before. He decides he's going to kill her, then chickens out and decides, hey, I love her and I'm going to give up everything for her. Okay, that was pretty lame. So in any event, he decides he's going to kill what's-his-name. Has him, goes through all this trouble, chains him down, and chickens out the last second and says, let the state of Florida do it. Why? Why? That was dumb. Deb comes in, boom, she gets shot. He gets away. Okay. So she's in the hospital, and they say, it's not a bad wound. It missed, the organs while she had no perforations, no artery damage, no whatever, spleen. Okay. So then she gets a complication where she gets like a thrombotic stroke status post. Well, did she really even have surgery? No, probably. Well, no, she wouldn't have had surgery if it didn't really hit anything. So as far as that, yeah, you can still get strokes or whatever. Maybe she does smoke. Maybe she's on birth control, laying down, not moving, gets a DVT, boom, gets a stroke. Maybe she'd be a candidate for TPA, the clotbuster, maybe not. It wasn't like surgery or anything. She has a wound, maybe cauterize it, boom, give her TPA, boom, she's good to go. But instead of like neurology coming down, I'm being technical, but it was a surgeon who did, the surgery said, oh, she developed a clot and got an anoxic brain injury, and has all these deficits. She's projecting long-term, like deficits or whatnot, like as soon as she had the stroke, you don't find out that stuff as far as like cognitive ability or, movement or whatnot, right away, I don't know. That was kind of dumb. So whatever, Dexter extubates her and kills her and all that kind of stuff and goes in the water, drives out into the hurricane, which, if you notice, there were no waves in the water, was a very calm wake, no wake at all. Goes out, dumps her. Why? Who knows? He respected her, loved her, but, he couldn't give her a proper burial, treats her like a victim, which I guess essentially you could say she was a victim of, his carelessness in that episode, but, for the most part, he's been strategic and, like the last episode, maybe the last couple episodes, he's just been kind of wishy-washy or whatnot, and I guess too emotional, impulsive maybe even. So, he dumps her. Okay. And then he drives into the eye of the storm. It just seems too cliche, like it's a big metaphor, this big storm, and going into the center. And I thought that was kind of unoriginal. So his boat's destroyed, and he somehow lives. Okay, that's not really plausible. But whatever, maybe he had a life jacket or something, and something, I don't know. But why? Why couldn't he just? I mean, Deb was dead. She's dead. Go to Argentina. But he loved Harrison and Hannah, but he wanted to protect them from him. So okay, he wants what's best for his son, so he wants to stay away from Harrison. So he leaves Harrison to stay with a sociopath. I mean, and Dexter never really hurt bystanders for the most part, or little kids or whatnot. He had an agenda, with his killing and whatnot, and I thought that was kind of dumb. So another thing about Hannah too, she's wanted. People are searching for her, and she doesn't cut her hair. I don't know, maybe dye her hair, cut her hair, and that was kind of dumb. And then kind of like hanging out at Deb's apartment or whatnot, with the windows all the way up, and hey, I'm cooking, look at it, or going outside, and I thought she was kind of careless, kind of stupid, and whatever. So Dexter, of course, moves to the Pacific Northwest, or Alaska, or wherever he was at, and he works at a construction site, a logging site, like he's Jeff Speakman from The Perfect Weapon. Oh no, he's a logger, recluse. He's hiding from society, grows a beard, and does that kind of remind you of Wolverine? Maybe Dexter's part of the X-Men now or something like that. It just seemed kind of dumb, living off the grid. I didn't like it. I guess it sets it up, and I have a feeling that the fans hate this episode so much that maybe they'll do another one, or maybe they'll do a movie or something like that to kind of reunite them all or something like that. I don't know. I thought it was kind of dumb. I also thought maybe Quinn, that was his name, Quinn. Him and Deb, they, of course, they got back together, and she finally says, I love you, and then she dies. It was just too tragic. Maybe having a little bit of tragedy in a film or a play or something is alright, but kind of too much. It's just a big downer, a big letdown. And that's what this is. It's just oh wow, how cliche, how Romeo and Juliet, like, I thought that was kind of dumb. I also thought Quinn would probably get promoted, like he would figure something out, or he would discover, the files on the computer, like Dexter would have helped him and said, hey, here you go. And, he would have been bumped up and would have been promoted. I thought that would have been better. Or if he, stayed with that hot Batista's sister, he should have stayed with her, I thought. Whatever, he hooks up with Deb, and was also kind of weird about this season, too. Deb wasn't bagging anyone. She usually, every season, is like screwing someone else, whatever. She had sowed her wild oats before the season, and whatever. It was a big letdown, I'll say that. As I was expecting more. I don't know if they switched writers or something, or if they just got lazy, or if there was some sort of deadline and they just kind of threw a bunch of scenes together, tied them, didn't tie them together, and there were just a bunch of very small little scenes, and something just did not seem right. It just really didn't sit well with me. And also, the killer, he kind of puts the pen down, Dexter, to the killer, and, kind of entices him to sort of stab him so he can stab him back in self-defense. Dexter really, for the most part, didn't kill people like that, maybe a couple people, but I was expecting him, to do what he does, very calculative, and, get his victim and kind of tie him up like he did before, and have, a bunch of pictures, and, kind of, do what makes him Dexter, but didn't happen. So, well, that was it. Tell me what you think, what you liked, what you didn't like about the episode, and thanks for watching.